Hey readers, so over the past couple of days, we've been talking about how it's important to pick up your pace, but also to kind of slow down so that you're visualizing what's going on in the story. That can be really tricky, right? I'm telling you speed up, now I'm telling you slow down. It's got to find that perfect balance. So powerful readers are able to keep their pace going, but at the same time, able to slow their mind down a bit so that they can read in between the lines of a text and think about what are the details telling you. And that is what inferencing is. It's when you take something that you know and combining it with something that you see and putting them together. So when we're reading, it's I'm reading the words on the page and I'm thinking about, well, what do I know about people that have this certain kind of feeling or are going through this similar situation, and you're putting those things together. Now we do this without even doing any reading. For example, if we were to see a lady on the side of the road and she's standing next to a car that's not moving and every other car is still zooming by, we can probably infer that she's having some car trouble, that maybe something's wrong with her engine. And you're taking what you see, the lady on the side of the road, with what you know, well, I know when cars aren't moving, something's wrong, and putting those things together to infer that she's probably having some car trouble. Same thing, if I were to tell you, I'll show you a picture of a tree with some presents around it. What can you infer from that? Yeah, if you just said, well, it's probably Christmas time, or maybe even it's December, or it might even be snowing out, you're taking about what you know that usually trees and presents go with Christmas, and what I just told you, and putting those things together. So that's what inferring is. So we do this kind of thinking all the time. So now what we're going to do is kind of talk about, well, how do readers do that? Because readers do this too. So authors write only so many words inside of a text, but as readers, we have to imagine what these words are suggesting or infer to figure out what is actually going on in our story. So I'm going to read another part of Bob. And I want you to think about, okay, maybe what are the feelings? What could this character be thinking during this time? Because the author is not going to write every single word. So, what can we infer from this? So, here we go. This zombie has definitely spent too much time alone. You don't have parents? I ask. He rolls his eyes. We've been over this, he says. No parents that I know of. No idea who I am. No idea why I was mixed up with your grand's chickens. No idea where I came from or how to get back. Then how do you know you're a zombie in the first place? The same way I know a lot of things. You told me. Me? You mean before, when I was 5? I didn't know anything. I blinked a few times and took a long look at him. Why did I even think he was a zombie when I opened the closet door this morning? He's green and his clothes are kind of ratty, but does that make him a zombie? I'm pretty sure 5-year-old me confused both of us. So, what did you infer from that? Well, what I kind of took from that is when the part says he rolls his eyes, I can kind of tell when somebody rolls their eyes at me, they're probably very annoyed. So I imagine our little green zombie is annoyed by the fact that Livy doesn't remember anything and can't remember him at all, or doesn't even remember that he doesn't have parents. Which I don't know about you, if somebody reminded me that I didn't have my mom and dad, I'd probably feel pretty upset. So not only is he feeling pretty annoyed, but I think he's probably feeling pretty upset. Now, the other thing that I was inferring is that our little green zombie friend, I think, is very trusting of Livy, because he said, the same way I know a lot of things, you told me. So all the things that he knows was because he's been told by Livy. So that must mean that they must have a very good, trusting relationship and a really good friendship with one another, that he would be willing to trust everything that she says to be true. So did you see how I kind of took what I read and thought about what I know? Like, I know that if I have a good friend, they're going to trust the things that I say. Or I know from experience that when you guys roll your eyes at me, you're probably pretty annoyed with what I'm about to say or what I am saying. So it's taking what I read with what I know and putting those two pieces together. So today, while you're reading for your 30 to maybe even 45 minutes, I want you to be kind of inferring, be thinking about what is the author trying to get me to think or say without them actually writing it down. Good luck inferencing today.